What's going on, New York Giants fans? It's Tim, New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. After that Schoen press conference, I just had to jump on the mic because I watched his answers, I watched his mannerisms, I watched his body, I watched Poker Joe, and you know what? Well, Poker Joe.
That's what she said.
Sorry. And I just one thing keeps coming to mind. We're screwed. If he literally believes what he is saying, if he really believes the minutia that is coming out of his mouth, and Joe is not the best poker player. We've seen Poker Joe before.
That's what she said.
And he is not the best poker player whatsoever. And his responses to some of these questions today about Daniel Jones, about the quarterback room, about everything else at this press conference, it made me sad. It made me cringe. It made me cry. Let's play the clip in question, because I think this is the first clip that really gets to me, and this is a clip that really sums up the entire press conference for me in reference to Joe Schoen. Here we go, guys. We'll play this together. We'll watch this together.
Obviously, the season you guys needed to add a quarterback. Just true. Do you still feel like you need or want to add a quarterback in the draft?
I don't think so. I think with Drew's experience, he started games and played. And
okay, Drew's experience. Couldn't beat out Teddy Bridgewater. Couldn't beat out Geno Smith twice. The Giants' defense and missed tackles and miscues are what helped him on that big 70-plus yard drive. I have no confidence. I have no ability to feel anything in reference to Drew Lock coming in here and literally doing anything but doing what he did in Seattle, which was basically not being able to get his ass on the field unless the other player was injured. I'm actually looking for a clip. This is just like our live stream. I'm looking for a clip and I can't even find it. But let's continue. Let's continue with the Joe Schoen garbage and minutia.
Daniel's experience, and then what Tommy did last year, another year in the system.
Another year in the system for Jersey Shore Tommy. Jersey Shore Tommy. We knew everything was going to get wrecked in that Saints game. I called it. I even said the Saints game is going to be bad. And this thing, Jersey. Oh no, we gotta wait for it. Sure. I can feel it, guys. I can feel it. Wait for the beat to drop. We're not going to do the whole thing, but he didn't show anything. He didn't show a progression. He showed that he is a third string, fourth string USFL quarterback at best at Tommy DeVito.
Tommy's come a long way. So no,
he's come a long way. He's come a long way from where, Joe?
I'd be comfortable with that.
He's gonna be comfortable with the quarter. Now, unless he is the greatest poker player in the history of the world, and we know he's not. I think he believes this minutia. I think he believes that he can get away with a quarterback situation of Tommy DeVito, Daniel Jones, and Drew Lock. I do think that. Now, he also talked about the possibility, though, of trading up in the draft. Why would you even trade up in the draft if you didn't want to grab a quarterback?
Joe, given the resources you have, you only have 6 picks this year. I imagine you don't really want to touch next year's picks just yet. So how do you kind of balance the temptation to move up and where to move up in this draft?
Yeah. My job is to do what's best for the franchise.
You're going to move, doing what's best with the franchise. You've done that real well, Joe. You're going to move up between 1 and 5, Joe. Where are you going to go?
If there's an opportunity to go up, move back, stay, whether it's in the first round,
should I stay or should I go?
Fifth round, that's what we'll do. But you take all that into account, Patty, when you're making those type of decisions. And
this, I don't even want to play the whole thing because this guy's not great at making decisions. This guy's, I mean, I love the whole fiasco about, we make these decisions. Okay, like the Waller decision. That was a good decision. Like the Daniel Jones contract. Like not spacing out the Thomas and Lawrence deals. I want to hear also about, Rich Eisen came up and said, asked him about buyer's remorse on Daniel Jones. And it's not true. Nothing anyone says is true.
After the combine, Rich Eisen went on his show and said that all he heard was a lot of buyer's remorse from the Giants. He didn't say from whom, obviously, about the contract given to Daniel. And on Monday, Daniel talked to us, and he said very confidently he thinks he is the best quarterback to start this season, assuming he's healthy for the Giants. Where are you?
Is he going to start the season for the Jersey Generals? Because he would be the best quarterback for them.
Now, maybe small and big picture on Daniel Jones.
Yeah, like I've said before, the expectation is for him to be our starter. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I hope he doesn't have any setbacks. He's working his tail off. One of the things, you go back and you watch the 2022 season or, all of his throws in 2022, like
he only threw for 3,000 yards and 15 touchdowns. When did he crack even 200 yards? Where were all these wonderful throws? He ran the ball more, and you got 1,300 yards out of Saquon. I am tired of people and this minutia in reference to as the mind's eye wanders, as history gets further away, that you are going to glamorize and glorify things that he did for 15 touchdowns and 3,000 yards.
He was a 25-year-old player that played at a high level.
What high level? We took the other 31 starting quarterbacks in 2022. We averaged out their statistics. He was below average from the other 31 quarterbacks. I think it came out to be like 3,700 yards and 20 touchdowns. I think 300 yards rushing. The only thing he had more was more yards rushing because he doesn't throw the damn ball.
Won 10 games and won a playoff game. And I'm still confident in Daniel, the way he's wired, what he showed us in 2022. Again,
we are so fucked. We are so screwed.
Did we have the best start to the season last year? Absolutely not. And a lot, anything that could have went wrong, it seems like it did early on between injuries and some other things. So
no, you came out with your head coach and said, we are not in 2023 and said, and I quote, we are not going to know what we have in this team until about week 4 or 5.
We got a lot of confidence in Daniel.
Does any part of you wonder who told Eisen that stuff?
Yeah, I can't worry. I mean, there's a lot, there's stuff out there all the time that's not true, and you really.
Yeah, there's also a lot of stuff out there, Joe, all the time that is true. It's hard being a Giant fan. It's difficult being a Giant fan. You sit there and you go through this minutia of these general managers that you put your hope in, you put your trust in. This is year 3. We're basically saying we're going to take a wide receiver. Why don't we just telegraph the draft? Or we're going to trade back because of the fact that you used your picks in this draft. And I've already said it, Brian Burns is your additional first-round pick. That's what it is, because you don't have the salary cap. Everyone keeps overlooking the concept that once the rule of 51 ends, once you look at the rookie draft class, rookie draft pool, I should say, the practice squad, the contracts you currently have, Joe Schoen's, I need $10 million in operational cap space. When the camp breaks and the rule of 51 kicks in, we are like negative $24 million. Once again, I seem to be the only one out there who sees this. When I predicted the downfall of the cap last year and said we were going to run out of money by midseason or after, no one was like, oh, you know what you're talking about. And then we trade, of course.
King of the almost sack.
Why? Because we didn't have any money to sign a quarterback. This team just makes it more difficult. It just makes it difficult. It just makes it more difficult. It makes you cringe when you hear these people talk and it's one of those things you take a look at it and potentially we could all just be fooled by the wonderment of Joe Schoen, and he'll go out and draft that quarterback. But he seems content. He seems happy. The body language seems like he thinks this is what he's going to do. And that makes me cringe. That makes me cry. I'll be at the draft party. Hell, I still got my season tickets. But this is it. You don't pull this off, Joe. You don't have a winning team. You don't make the playoffs. You don't knock it out of the fucking park. I quit. I literally quit on this team. Been a fan since 1976. I've been a fan since the minutia of the 70s. I was there when they opened the Meadowlands and we lost to Dallas. I was there when they opened MetLife, not only for the preseason Jet Giant game, but the opener for the MetLife. I was there. I've been there through thick and through thin, and this is getting real thin. And it's getting really worrisome that you're going to put your eggs one more time in the Daniel Jones basket. And you're going to hope to God and you're going to pray that he A, stays healthy, B, can compete, or you're going to be okay with Drew Lock. And like I said, poker player Joe is not the guy we look at and say, well, this poker player Joe, he's the guy. I don't see a poker player Joe. I really don't. I wish you the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck when you're somewhere such as, I don't know, when you're the assistant general manager somewhere else in 2 years. Because if you really are rolling your dice and putting your faith in this guy, this Daniel Jones, who will be in year 7, and we're still going to have a part of the fan base going, well, we don't really know what we have in them. It's year fucking 7. Or even year 6. It's tiresome. It's tiresome. Make sure we got a lot of fun videos coming out. We got a live stream on Sunday, and we're going to be at the draft, and we're going to have a new video with a new sponsor partner on Monday, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And as always, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to ring that bell because you want to know why. That'd be awesome.